Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. So today I decided we would go ahead and take a look through my K-pop collection, my photocard collection for you guys, as well as my albums, since I never really did that at the beginning of this channel. So I thought it might be helpful for you guys to see the groups I collect, to see if you actually want to stick around and look at my videos. But yeah, and I needed something for this week, so I figured it's probably a good time to look through. We're about a quarter of the way through the year, so we can kind of see where we're at, and then I'll do this in another 3 to 4 months to see what progress we've made. So yeah, I have 4 binders. I collect a total of 6 groups. Yeah, I collect 6 groups right now. So yeah, so we'll go ahead and go through that. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, so today's a little bit different. I'm filming on my living room floor. I'm sorry if you see some white hairs on the floor. You know, my dog sheds like crazy, so that's what those are if you do see them. I'm also sorry if you hear the wind blowing in the background. It is so windy out today, and for what, I don't know. But yeah, so we're gonna start by going through my girl groups binder. I only collect 2 girl groups, 4 members in total, so I figured we would start there. So yeah, so the first group I collect is Dreamcatcher. I collect 2 members. I collect Xion and Sua, and I just started collecting them. So I do have all of their photo cards from their most recent album, Road to Utopia. I do have these 2 cards down in my basement. I just haven't updated my binder yet. I thought about doing that before this video, but honestly just didn't have enough to film a clip for it, so I figured it's fine to wait. It's not like a ton of cards are down there, just maybe 10 or 15. But yeah. And then I do have their bigger inclusions from the limited. The frame cards, I still don't know what I'm doing with them. And then I've been working on their older cards, so as I get them, I've just been kind of putting them back here for now until I get enough to start, doing new layouts for the older albums. It's not a priority of mine right now, so that's why they're just kind of back here and separate for right now. And then I do also have bigger inclusions. So I have one of Xion's standees. I have her other one, I just haven't been able to put it in the binder yet. And then we get back here to Blackpink. And again, I started collecting them with their most recent album, the album. I don't know that I'm going to collect any of their older stuff. I just don't have a want or need to do that right now. But I do collect Lisa and Rosé, and I do have all of their inclusions from the album. Oh my gosh, I don't know if you can hear that, but that is the wind outside. It sounds like actual howling. But I did also order Rosé's solo album. I am just waiting for those to arrive. I joined a group order for it, so I'm waiting for those to come in. But I do have all of their inclusions from the album. Like I said, I do have their last 2 postcards downstairs as well that just need to be added in. And yeah, and then I do have some random stuff. I decided, I'm sure I probably said it a million times, but I decided to keep Jisoo's little set here from the album just because I thought it was so cute and I actually happened to pull it, so I wanted to keep it. And then at the back of here, I have some bigger inclusions, mainly just extra stickers from other albums that I've had, but that's it for this binder. I do want to get a new binder eventually because this one's kind of flimsy and not the best. I don't know if you can see it, but there is like a bend in there, but it was the girliest one I had on deck. So yeah, that's it for the girl groups binder. So we'll move on to the next one. All right, so this binder here is my second boy group binder. Right now it only houses 17, but as I collect, my collection grows and I decide to collect more groups, more boy group members will go in here. This is also doubling as my trade and sale binder too, so you'll see that when we get to the end. But we'll start in at the beginning. I'm collecting I do collect 3 members. Start there. I collect June, Wonu, and DK, and this is a very recent collection for me. So I decided to start at an Ode because that was the album that kind of got me into them. I really love that album, and of course it's the one with the most versions and the most photo cards to collect, 20 per member to be exact. So I decided to start with an Ode and forward. June, I am going to be collecting his older stuff for sure as well, and I've been working on that very limitedly. But for Wonu and DK, definitely just an Ode forward for now. I am missing quite a bit. Obviously, I don't have a ton. I do have all but I think 4 of June's and Ode photo cards coming through that I found either on Baiyi or Mercari. So that's great. I do have a couple trades for 1 or 2 Wonu cards as well. But you'll see this binder in general just does not have a lot in it because I just started this collection about a week ago. I did post a video of setting up for this, so if you haven't seen that, I will link it down below for you. But that's it for an Ode, and then we go into Hengare, and all of the members' photo cards fit perfectly on one page. So there's a page for June, a page for Wano, and a page for DK. And then we have a page for all of Semicolon, since they only had 2 each. So that's it for my 17 collection. This, I'm excited to see what it looks like in a couple months, because I do have a lot coming in from Bai and also Mercari, so I'm excited to see that. But then here starts the trade and sale things, mostly it's really just the bigger inclusions, because I have a little box that I keep my photo cards in. So like in here I have the triangle stand, my extra triangle standees from Fantasia era, because they don't really fit nicely into other things, so I figured I would just keep it in here. I have my extra follow standee, my follow American message card. I'm trying to find a trade for it. If you have anyone other than Shonu or Juhoney, let me know, because I have both of theirs and I have an extra Shonu to trade. I have a bunch of little postcards. I have Wano's from Love Synonym Part 1, chapters 1 through 3 for Treasure Effect, and then I do also have my extra Blackpink ones. I have the Polaroids from Fantasia, Polaroids from Here, Polaroids from Treasure Effect. I have the bigger film cards from the album, my extra index cards from Fatal Love, and then some extra photo cards, group cards. I don't actually know that I have those posted on my trade and sale Insta, honestly. They're mostly from All About Love, because, you know, I bought 1 million of those albums and have 1 million of them left. But yeah, so that's it for this binder. Like I said, I'm really excited to see what the 17 portion looks like in a couple months, because it obviously has a lot of work to do, and I'm hoping by then 17 has a comeback, because this is going to be my first comeback as a carrot, and I'm so excited for it. So if you didn't see, Hoshi is dropping a mixtape called Spider, so definitely check that out and stream it when it comes out. But until 17 has a full album comeback, this is the setup, and I'm sure when they announce their next full comeback, I will be making a setting up for 17's comeback for the channel. So definitely excited to see where this goes, but we will move on to another binder for now. All right, so this is my other boy group binder. It houses ATEEZ and Treasure, and it is actually pretty thick. I mean, there's a good amount of room that we can grow into it, but I didn't want to put 17 in here because I felt like it would just be too much, and I don't like when binders get too overcrowded. But to start out, we have ATEEZ, and I do collect Hongjoong and Wooyoung. I do have all of the missing photo cards pre-Fever era. They're just downstairs and not in my binder yet, so all of those are down there for Hongjoong. And then for Hongjoong, I'm missing a few of his Fever Part 1 photo cards. I do have some. I got my group order photo cards in a week ago, 1 or 2 weeks ago, so those are down in my basement, also just waiting to be put into here. But yeah, so that's the Hongjoong setup for right now. And then here's Wooyoung. Again, all of these I do have. They're just you know, waiting to come in. I'm missing like 3 of his photo cards from Fever Part 1. I do have one of his Inception versions, I think this one, coming in. And I do have one of his Fever Part 2s that I found a trade for. But yeah, it's mostly Fever Part 2 that I need to work on for ATEEZ. And then I have this random Songwa photo card down here that I just do not want to part with, so it's down there. And then we have Treasure. So for Treasure, I was collecting 6 members, but I decided to stop collecting 2 of the members just because I wasn't giving them the love that they needed. I talked about it in a video before. If you want to check it out, you can. I forget what video it was, but if I find it, I'll link it. My dog is walking up to me and about to touch. Yep, there's our paw. Sorry if you can hear her tapping in the background. I'm hoping she'll stay on the carpet for right now until I'm done and I can give her attention. But so I do collect 4 members still. I collect Hyunsuk, Yoshi, Doyoung, and Mashiho. For the first 3 mini albums, I'm doing pretty good. I'm almost done with most of them. Treasure Effect is completely done, so I've just been kind of passively doing stuff for the first 3 minis to try and finish it up. So for Hyunsuk, I'm only missing his 2 selfie cards, but I actually found one on Bai through Mercari Japan, so that's coming. So I'm literally just missing his 1 selfie card, but they are so hard to find. For Yoshi, I'm just missing 1 photo card and a selfie card. Doyoung is completely done for chapter 1, and Mashiho is also almost done for chapter 1. I do have all but Doyoung's. I think Doyoung's are the only postcards that I'm missing for chapter 1. And I do just kind of want to talk about like my layout. I like to lay things out by release. So I like to keep chapter 1 together. I do the photo cards and then bigger inclusions. Same for chapter 2, it'll be the photo cards, then bigger inclusions. I just like to keep the albums together if I can. I know some people like to organize their binders by putting all the photo cards in front and then all bigger cards in the back, usually both organized by chronological like release order, but I do like to keep albums together if I can. If it doesn't make sense because it would be, you know, using a lot of pages but they're not really filled to the best ability, then I wouldn't. Like, this works out because the postcards, you know, there's 2 per member. I collect 4 members, so I can just use 2 4 pockets and it's filled up perfectly. If that wasn't the case, then I might not lay things out this way, but honestly, the layout sometimes affects how many people I will collect too, which is sad to say, but I mean, for 17, I was only going to collect 2 people, but then I really liked DK too. I couldn't pick between Wano and DK, and then I was like, well, with 3 members, the layouts work kind of nicely, so it's just a contributing factor, but it's not a main factor. But then we have chapter 2 here. Hyunsuk and Yoshi and Do-young are completely done. I actually think Mashiho is done as well. Yeah, so I have all the photo cards for all my members from chapter 2, which is super awesome. I'm just missing a few of the K-Town cards for everyone but Do-young. I'm just missing 1 for everyone else, so those are coming along really well. Actually, I think this one's in the wrong spot. That one should be up top, but that's fine. We'll fix that later. Or is that even... Why does that have a different back? Because none of Do-young's have that back. Interesting. Anywho, then I have the postcards back here. I'm missing a few, but that's okay. And then chapter 3 is one that obviously needs the most work. I actually found a bundle on Buyee that had 3 of the missing photo cards. I think it was 3. Yeah, 3 of the photo cards I'm missing for Hyunsuk, so that'll be almost done. Missing a few for Yoshi and Do-young, and a few for Mashiho as well. I haven't really been working on these recently. I went really hard on my treasure collection. Again, these are K-Town cards then. I went really hard on my treasure collection in February, so I did get a lot of stuff then and then I kind of took a break because of Wano's comeback and, you know, working on some other things. But I did make a lot of progress, so super happy with that. And then obviously Treasure Effect is completely done. I have a completing my Treasure Effect collection. If you would like to see that, I will link it down in the description below, but it is completely done. Do-young, sorry, that was so crooked. I actually want to work, I think I want to put these in white sleeves and try and put them towards the center. That way you can't see through it. I'm not a huge fan of how the baby cards look, so I do want to fix that a little bit. And then these are the first press and the K-Town pre-order benefit cards. I'm not a huge fan, like I don't collect a ton of pre-order benefits for most groups, usually just K-Town. I know like for MONSTA X and Wano, they do the Highline store / Starship store, which are on Gmarket, and you get pre-order benefits through them. Those I'll do for them, but they're also my alts, so it's a little different. But yeah, so this is it for my other boy group binder. If I do start collecting a new boy group, I will probably most likely put them in with 17. But I think it depends on the group and how many members I'm collecting. But yeah, we'll see. So that's it for this boy group binder, and we will move on to the last one real quick. Right, so the last binder here is our big Mama Jamma, and this is all MONSTA X. So this is a big boy. For those of you that do not know or haven't figured it out yet, MONSTA X is my alt group. They are the group that got me into K-pop. They are my favorite group. I love all of these men so very much. And yeah, so for them, I do collect OT7 from Follow Forward, and then I collect everything for Hyungwon because he is my bias in MONSTA X and my alt bias in general. And then for Wano, now that he is a solo artist, I do collect all of his Korean album inclusions as well. So for Love Synonym Part 1 and 2. But to start, I do have Fatal Love in the front. I am going to move them back into chronological order. They were just in the front because this was the first comeback I was actively collecting OT7 for, like actually like actively collecting for. So here we have, are these the, yeah, these are the K-Town pre-order benefits from Fatal Love. These were the special sub K ones from the holiday version they had. And then we have version 1, full group, version 2, version 3, and version 4. Then we have all of their message cards, the lenticulars, which if Starship cannot do theirs again, that would be cool. And then the index cards. And I am also collecting the US message cards. I have 4 of the 6. I only bought 4 of the American Press versions, and I just happened to be lucky enough to pull 4 different members for each one, so that's great. But I am missing Kian and Chen Kyun, so I am going to, I think, order 2 more of the albums, either from Target or Barnes & Noble, and at least have them to trade for then, if necessary. But hopefully my luck will continue and I could pull at least one that I'm missing. But then once we get back here, we get into chronological order again. So this is Follow. I have been... I shouldn't say passively, but since I haven't had any comebacks, well, I shouldn't say I haven't had any comebacks, Wano and ATEEZ both made a comeback this month, but in my downtime, I have been looking for Follow and Fantasia cards that I am missing, and these are laid out by member, so Shonu's 4 versions plus his 2 ID cards all go on a page, and this is how it is for all of them. Follow was the first era that I was a Manbebe for, so that was a rough time. And I did find someone that was selling Wano's set on eBay before the news announced, and you know, they started jacking up the prices on all of his stuff, so I was able to get that, so I have his set complete. Minyak, I'm still missing 2 for, and this ID is actually the last one that I need. I have Kian's, or not Kian, Shonu, and there's another one that I was missing. I think it was Chungkyun's. They're both on the way in if they're not already in here. I also have Kian's version 4, so I'm literally just missing one of Kian's. So that's really cool. I do have a few of Hyungwon's on the way in. Juhan, I am still just missing this one. And then Changkyun, I'm still missing quite a few for. These are their bookmarks. I've been saying it for a while, but one of these days I will cut out cardstock to put in here because they are double-sided. But one of these days I will cut out cardstock to put in here so that this looks better. Also, Starship, please never do those again. It's terrible. I have all of their standees, and then I have 2 of the 7 English message cards. These are really hard to find, so I'm really not surprised that I haven't been able to find them, but I'm hoping I can maybe find somewhere selling some of the American presses to get a few more eventually. I have the full All About Love set. Hopefully their next American album, they'll have better photo card game. And then we have Fantasia, which I do have all the unit cards for. I'm just missing like a handful or 2 of the photo cards for members, so hopefully I'll be able to get that done soon. My goal would be to get Fantasia like 95% complete and Follow at least 70 to 80% complete before MONSTA X's next comeback. But we'll see, because they're due for a comeback soon, so I'm just waiting for them to announce that I need a MONSTA X comeback. I've been missing it. Wano filled that little hole, but now we need MONSTA X to really fill the hole in my heart. And I do have 2 of the American postcards for Fantasia, Minyak, and Kian, so I'm missing the other 4. Again, they're hard to find, and when you do find them, people are selling them for like 20 or 30 bucks, which is a lot. And then we have my Hyungwon section, which is everything pre-Follow era for Hyungwon. I think if I ever complete Fantasia and Follow, I may be inclined to go back and collect some member sets for other eras as well, just because they are my old group. But for right now, I'm content just collecting Hyungwon. I do have most of his stuff. I'm only missing a few photo cards, as you can see. I made pretty decent progress on his, which is really nice. It's nice to be caught up on some things. And I have some extra pages in here for things. That's some bigger inclusions. And I do have 4 of the 7 clan cards. This was just something random I decided to collect. I got 3 of them in my albums, and I bought, 1 came with something I bought on eBay. So I'm only missing 3, so I'm like, well, might as well keep them. I do also want to get all the Polaroids from Are You There? I currently have Minyak's and one of the group Polaroids. I do want to get the other member ones though. I do also have this US message card from Are You There era. That came in one of the albums I got from Barnes & Noble. These are member photo card or group photo cards. These are fan made ones that I just kept in here because I like them, but they'll probably come out eventually. And then this is where the Wano section begins. So this is Love Synonym Part 1. I do have all but one of the photo cards coming in. I'm just missing one, and it's his version, one of the version 3 ones with the glasses. It's the mate to this one. So yeah, those will all be coming in. I have a Random Tower Records, I think from Follow era. All of his postcards from Love Synonym Part 1. The clear film cards. This is another one that I want to cut out some cardstock pieces for to put in. And then we have Love Synonym Part 2. I just put all of the photo cards in order. Layout is different from Part 1 just because in Part 1 the K-Town cards actually corresponded to one of the shoot concepts from each version, which is why I kept them in with the regular photo cards, but it wasn't the same for this time. And I actually have all but 3. I'm just missing 3 of his photo cards. The other ones are coming in. So I'm supposed to be getting my 2 albums I joined a group order for the MMT photo cards. They're supposed to be delivered sometime this week, so I'll have the MMT photo cards, which will go in here right below the K-Town ones. And I'm hoping that I can at least pull 1 photo card that I'm missing from them. But I do have all of version 1's photo cards coming in, so I have these last 3 coming in if they're not already here. And then I'm missing 2 from version 2 and 1 from version 3 still. So I'm missing this other one from version 3. And the 2 I'm missing from version 2 are the ones in the black top. I'm missing both of them. So I do have 2 photo cards up for trade on my Instagram still. If you want to check those out to see if they're ones that you need, we can trade. I do have the last 2 scratch cards coming in, which is awesome. These were the little pop-outs. I do want to put them in white sleeves because I think they would look better, so that way you can't see through to the next page. And then I have my G-Market tickets back here. All the bookmarks. I do have the last one sitting downstairs ready to go in. The film cards, and I put the stickers in because they're cute and they have his face on it. And then these are just some random Wano photo cards that I've pulled from albums I've gotten previously and I don't want to get rid of. Wano White Hair with Blue Tips from We Are Here is my all-time favorite era and favorite look for Wano, so of course I had to keep it. And I really like this photo card with Wano, Juhan, and Shonu from Are You There era. So yeah, so I had to keep those because I know I'll want to complete these sets eventually one day, so I didn't want to get rid of them. But yeah, so that's it for my last binder. Okay, so now we are in my bedroom to film my bookshelf that houses all of my K-pop albums. Sorry about the mess that you may see in the background. This was kind of impromptu and I forgot I have to film vertically, which means I can't hide all the mess that you see like over here. But yeah, so this is the shelf that I have. It's right at the foot of my bed. Excuse if that looks gross. My dog sleeps with me, so her hair is all over it. But so this is my shelf here. We'll come up closer to get a closer look. On top, I have this really cool, it's called an Adventure Funds box that my cousin got me for Christmas. It just has a bunch of $1 bills in it right now, but it's for when I go traveling, hopefully to South Korea, to have some extra spending cash, just to throw in there. Then up here I have this, it was a vanilla latte I got in a Korean snack box that I used to get, and I kept it because it has V and he is my favorite from BTS. And then we go down to the first shelf, which has the most recent MONSTA X albums. We've got all 4 versions of Follow. I do have all the member versions of All About Love, but I have Hyungwon's on display because obviously he is my bias. Then we have all of Fantasia and all of Fatal Love. And then we go down to the next shelf, which is my Blackpink shelf. So it's just all of the album kind of arranged. I need to find a better way to store these because these take up a lot of space on the shelves. And now that I'm standing more groups, I am starting to run out of space. I kind of do want to get a bigger bookshelf, but I need to figure out the logistics of my room before I invest in that. I'd also like to get ones that are deeper because, sorry, as we go further down, you'll see why I kind of need some deeper shelves. But then anyway, we go down again and now we have the Wano / MONSTA X shelf. So again, I'm sorry about the shaky camera work. I'm doing this with my hand only. Oh, and my doggy just joined. So these are all of Wano albums here, Wano's albums. They don't really stand up right because, you know, the first one's, it's just, yeah, they don't really stand up great. But then we have the beautiful box sets from MONSTA X. I have version 1, 2, and 4 of Are You There? I'm missing version 3. And then I have all 4 versions of We Are Here. And then this little picture in the plastic wrap still. I'm pretty sure I got that with, obviously, my Fantasia albums. I think it was because I ordered them from Gmarket, I think. I forget where they were. It was a pre-order benefit from wherever I ordered them, and I didn't realize it, but I got it, and I love it. It's I.M and Juhan, and it's so cute. And then we go down. This was originally just my treasure shelf for a while, but then I started collecting 17 and Dreamcatcher, so they are kind of on here now too. So I have both versions of the first 3 minis from Treasure, and then all 3 versions of their full-length album. I have 4 of the An Ode albums by 17. I'm only missing Hope. I just want to find one that I can add to here, but these are kind of the reason I would like to get bigger shells because, as I'm sure you can see, they kind of stick out a little bit. And then I have the 3 regular and the 1 limited version of Dreamcatcher's Road to Utopia, their most recent album. And then on the very bottom here, we have all of my ATEEZ albums, and I don't know if you can see in the back, but these are actually the other lyric books from Follow Find You, the other 3 that don't have albums. I need to figure out what to do with them. I'm not sure how I want to store them, so they're right there for now. But yeah, so these are my ATEEZ albums. I do have the diary version for Fever Part 2 to come here. I'm not super concerned with getting all of the missing ones. I actually debated getting rid of my physical ATEEZ albums because while I do love ATEEZ, they're just not a collection that I'm super in love with, and they don't do photo books like every other group I collect, so having the physical album really isn't that big of a deal for me because they just have postcards. They don't have like a photo book in them. Actually, I think Fever Part 1 might, but the other ones don't. Or their photo books aren't very big, I should say, if they do have them. I don't know. I've gone back and forth about whether or not I want to keep my physical ATEEZ albums or not. Maybe if I get a bigger shelf with some more room, I'd be more inclined to keep them. But yeah, so this is my whole shelf here. And yeah, so that's where I keep all of my albums. Yeah, so yeah, we'll go back to the up close of the binders for the outro. All right, so we're gonna end on this page from Fatal Love because this was my favorite concept from all of their photo shoots. It was so fun. It had all of the animal print and all the jewel tones, and it just was super great. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I also hope you enjoyed being able to see my shelf where I keep all of my albums. If you guys have any questions about groups that I collect, members that I collect, please let me know. Ask them in the comments below. Also, give me some recommendations of groups to check out. I kind of want to check out and Hypen, Black Swan, aespa, and yeah, especially girl groups. Give me some good girl groups to check out because I find boy groups very easy to stand, but I am so picky when it comes to girl groups. I don't know what it is about them, but I just have a hard time not enjoying girl groups, but just like hardcore standing them like I do with Dreamcatcher and Blackpink. So definitely leave girl group recommendations down below and also some boy groups. Definitely want to get into Card a little bit more because I do really love their music. I just haven't taken the time to like really dive into them. But yeah, for sure leave some more recommendations down below for me. And yeah, so like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to become part of the little fam and listen to me talk twice a week, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you guys are having a great day or night wherever you are, and I hope you're staying happy, healthy, and safe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!